Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Hurd. I am the founder of Caregiver Smart Solutions. And today I want to walk you through setting up the core kit by Caregiver Smart Solutions. So here we go. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to walk you through the unpacking and setup of the core kit by Caregiver Smart Solutions. So you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need the kit. You're also going to need your smartphone, whether it's Android or iPhone. And let's get going. So I'm going to be able to switch views here. Alrighty. This is the box that you're going to receive. It's going to have a bunch of information on it. All the sides. It's going to tell you what's in it, what it looks like, as well as a bunch of information on the back. Now, when you're done reading that, you open it up. First thing you're going to see is a card, and this is what you can scan to get direct access to the app. And from there, you're going to download the app. So if you open up your phone, so we have our phone here. We're going to open up the camera app. And when your camera scans over it, you're going to see it's going to take you to a website. And that's going to be done right here. Now, in this website, you'll scroll down. You'll see App Store or Google. So depending on what phone you have, you can click on it. I have an Apple iPhone. It's going to go directly to the location of where you download it. So you can just click on this and it's going to download. Now, after you do that, you're going to take this, put it to the side. You're going to see that there is a piece of foam, and that's just to make sure that the sensors, don't get harmed. You can see on the top, kind of like a planogram, I guess. These are what the sensors are. We've got the Smart Hub, we've got the movement sensors, and it reflects exactly what's in the box. So as you can see here, we have our emergency buttons, temperature, humidity sensor, door drawer sensors, movement sensors, and the hub. First thing you're going to do is you want to take the hub out. Now it is packed tightly, so you're going to have to grip it and pull it. Going to put that to the side. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this out. That has all the sensors in it. And put that to the side for now. You're going to remove another piece of foam. And in the bottom, it's going to be two things. Well, really three things. Power cord, the connector. So you're going to plug this into here. I will show you. You're going to plug the USB into this little power brick. And you're going to plug the other end into the hub. There's a small hole in the back. I'm going to plug this into. And there you go. Set that to the side. You're going to also need this little tool. This little tool is for pressing the identification button on the sensors as well as the hub. So you're going to put that to the side. I'm going to put the stuff back in the box here. And the sensors. Now I'm going to put this to the side for the moment. Maybe this side. There you go. So we have our hub. I'm going to plug it into a connection that I already have set up. So our hub is here. I already have my connection plugged in. So we have that right here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the app. So I'm going to actually plug my app in so I can show you on the screen. It's going to be a little bit clearer. And there's what you're going to see with the app first. Now I'm going to switch views. There we go. Put myself on the side. Hi, everybody. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an account. Bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see your account information. So here we're going to put in your name. So let's put in my name. I'm going to put in the email. This is going to be your email where you want information. I'm going to put this as a company email. We're going to have to pick a password for the account. Remember, make it something that you can remember. I have to put my glasses on. I'm getting old. Since this is just a test, I don't mind you seeing my password. Now, you're going to sign up the terms and conditions. You're going to select that. And you can read the terms and conditions here. And you can scroll through that. Once you're done doing that, you're going to hit sign up. Now from here, it's going to talk to our servers. There we go. Now the account has been created. Say okay. And we're going to put that information that we just put in right in here. And the password. And in passwords, make sure you use uppercase, lowercase, make it as complex as possible. And then we're going to log in. We're going to welcome you. These are just a few things that you can do with the kit. Thank you for purchasing the core kit. Now the core kit does require a monthly subscription fee of $49. What does that get you? That gets you all the technology that is behind this kit. It also gets you all of the great things that we're coming out in the future. You're automatically getting all those updates, all the intelligence that goes behind it. You also get a full lifetime warranty. So if anything breaks, give us a call. We're going to figure out what the issue is, and we're going to send you a new one. No questions asked, done. So here we're going to say next. And again, enter your credit card information. The monthly subscription is $49. Now, if you purchased any of our other kits, for example, if it's a basement kit, let's say mom has a basement in her house and you want to know when she goes down there if she's okay, or it's a garage kit, maybe dad tends to go out in the garage, or mom, whoever it is, as well as a stair kit. So those kits, for each one of the sensors, it's an extra $2 per sensor per month on top of the $49. So here's where we're going to put in the credit card number and the expiration date. And that, I'm going to use a real one, so I'm going to put you on pause real quick. Okay, we are back. Now, I have subscribed by putting in all of my credit card information. Next thing we're going to do is we want some basic information about the loved one that you are monitoring. So here, I'm going to call it, let's say CSS Mom. Okay. When's her birthday? You're going to put in your mom's birthday. I am not going to put in my mom's birthday because she'll get mad at me. So I'm going to put my birthday. You guys will be able to see that. 1940. Whoops. All right. What time do they wake up? Well, I'm an early riser. About 4:30-ish. And then go to sleep. I go to sleep roughly 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're going to set it for 8:30. Oops. Zip code. Again, this is where mom lives. So this is all your loved one's information. Mom, dad, grandma, your aunt, whoever that is. Going to hit next. Okay. So moving forward, we wanted to allow to use our location because that's how we know what the weather is like around your loved one. And that's important. If it's 20 degrees outside and it's, 65 degrees inside, that's good. That's a good environment. But if it's 20 degrees outside and it's 50 degrees inside, that's a problem. And the vice versa if it's too hot. And I'll show you this a little bit later. Now, what I do want you to take notice is before we start, there are three main things: time and patience. It does take a little bit of time to set up, and it does take a little bit of patience. You also need to put the smart hub, this little guy, in a central location. It needs to speak to all the sensors, and it does that wirelessly. So you want it as center to where all the sensors are as possible. And you need to listen because it's going to be a combination of doing things with sensors and listening for a reaction from the hub. The hub actually speaks. It's not the loudest thing in the world, but it does. There's information that we're going to need from that. So time and patience, location, and listen. Okay, next. Great. So here's where we need the wireless information from your loved one's home. So you need to be setting this up at your loved one's residence, whether he or she is in an assisted living facility, whether they're in a condo, apartment, a single family home, wherever that is. But you need to be at that location. And you're going to need your loved one's Wi-Fi and their password. So if you don't have that, I would suggest going and getting it right now. Now, under the name, it can automatically populate that. So this one I know is good for me. If it's not good for you, you can change it. So you can just exit out like so. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I know it's good. And then put the password in for the wireless at this location. Okay. Is this correct? You always want to double check, is that the correct information? Because what we're going to do is we're going to tell the hub that this is what you need to get onto the wireless. So yes, it is correct. All right. Now remember that cable? Let's go back to here. Is we're going to take the hub and we're going to plug it in. Now I have a little microphone here so you can hear what the hub is going to say. Put this inside. Blue light's on.
等待连接中，请打开 APP 配置设备。Waiting for configuration. Please operate on the app.
Okay, so it's waiting for configuration. Blue light is blinking, and we're going to select next. I'm going to go back to this view. Okay, yes. Now, what we need to do is we need to tell the phone to talk to the hub. So you're going to select Wi-Fi. It's going to go to your phone's Wi-Fi, and you're going to select the Wi-Fi that says KK Kit Pro, and then it's going to have a number afterwards. So select Wi-Fi. You're going to go to your phone's Wi-Fi. And we're going to wait for it to come up. If it does not automatically come up, you can always do this. So it just came up. We're going to select that. Now your phone is going to be connected to the Wi-Fi on the hub. Double click your home button. Going to go back to the setup. Scroll down and you're going to say connect to hub.
Start configuration. Please wait. Connection succeeded.
So the phone spoke to the hub. The phone saying, hey, this is the Wi-Fi of the residence and here's the password. And the hub is retaining that information now. Excellent. Now, if that does not work, maybe you put in the Wi-Fi, the incorrect password, whatever it is. Sometimes what we'll see is we'll see on that last page, it'll stay at 40 and you will not hear connected to the hub. You can always hit the back button. The back button will take you back to where you put in the information for your Wi-Fi and just start over again. It's no big deal. In this case, we put in the right Wi-Fi information, and then we're going to do the first update. We're always updating these this technology, so you want the latest and greatest update. So you're going to hit select.
Firmware updating. Please wait.
And again, you want to listen for the hub to respond. And it could take up to 3 minutes. That's why you want to be close to the hub to hear what it says. And it's going to tell you, update completed. If it doesn't, if there was an issue, you just hit the back button and start the firmware update again.
Firmware update succeeded.
All right, there we go. So the hub just said firmware update succeeded. We're going to hit next. Now the update is a two-part process, so we're going to do the same thing again.
Firmware updating. Please wait.
Again, it could take up to 3 minutes. We're updating two parts in the hub. One is the hub itself, and the second one is how the hub speaks to the sensors. It could take up to 3 minutes. Sit back, make sure you listen.
Firmware update succeeded.
There we go. So we've just updated the second part of the firmware. Finish hub setup. Excellent. Here's where the fun starts. What sensor would you like to set up? So we're going to go back to our box of goodies. And we're going to select a sensor. So I'm going to start with a movement sensor. Why not? So one thing to look at, under the movement sensor, there is a little tag, and that is for the battery. And so the batteries don't die in transit. You're going to need a quarter, or a nickel actually works better. You're going to put it in here. You're going to open this little guy up. Pull this little guy out. It's just a little plastic thing. I'm not sure if you can see it. There you go. Put your battery back in. Battery only fits one way. Put your little bottom back on. You want to tighten it with a quarter or nickel until you hear a click. I'm not sure if you heard that, but now we're good to go. Keep your quarter. You're going to need your little tool. We're going to select.
Start configuration.
So now we're starting our configuration. I'm going to go back here so you can see me. So the blue light on the hub is flashing. Yes. And we're going to take that little tool. See this little hole right here? You can also watch the video. The little hole here. Stick the little tool in, and we're going to push it until you see a blue LED. And you're also going to hear that. So that started blinking blue. That gave us a little ding-a-ling. Again, I'm going back to here. So when you hear that ding-a-ling, you're going to hit next. Did you hear the ding-a-ling? I heard the ding-a-ling. And again, the hub is updating the firmware.
End of configuration.
On this. Excellent. Said end of configuration. That one is always quicker. Going to hit next. Now, this is how you test it. You can see the video. Test sensor. And you move over it, just like I am. Boom. That was great. Now, the movement sensors do take a minute or so to test. Next thing you have to do is you have to select what room. So in the top, if you select that, you can see you have a whole bunch of rooms, the typical rooms, bedroom, bathroom, dining room, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to select master bedroom. Okay. If you need any tips for mounting, it's all right here. Next. Great. So now this sensor is set up. So this sensor is for the master bedroom. Okay. You take this little backing off. You can just peel it off like with your nail. Whoop, and it comes. I don't have very long nails, but you know, it just comes off. There's a sticky part underneath this. And you literally just stick it on the wall. I have some videos on suggestions of where to stick this. You want to make it as unobtrusive as possible, but it needs to sense the motion of your loved one. Sometimes you can put it over a door next to the molding. Make sure that you always retain access to the little hole. Once in a while, you'll have to re-identify it just in case maybe you lost power and you know, it was out for a couple of days, or sometimes when you replace the battery, you still need to be able to get to this to replace the battery. So that is our first sensor that we put in the master bathroom. Let's pick another sensor. Let's go, since we did the bathroom, we're going to do the temperature humidity sensor. Unfortunately, it's not showing up very well on my computer, but you'll see it on the app. So we're going to select that sensor.
Start configuration.
Okay, my blue light is blinking. Okay, and again, we are going to take we're going to undo this. We're going to take the little battery insulator out. We're going to put this back on. Make sure you close it, you know, until it clicks really. It's good. And just like in the video, we're going to push this in. You're going to see a little blue LED at the top, and you're going to listen for the hub to go ding-a-ling. Here we go. There we go. Flash blue. We've got our ding-a-ling. Excellent. Show you the app again. We're going to hit next. Did you hear the ding-a-ling? We heard the ding-a-ling. Now again, the hub is updating the firmware on the sensor.
End of configuration.
There you go. It's much quicker for the sensor updates. Going to hit next. Again, where is this sensor going? Your choice is either the kitchen or the bathroom. Here we're going to keep it in the bathroom because that was the motion sensor we just did. Going to hit OK. If you need any tips, tips are here. Again, it's the same thing. You're going to peel off the back. You're going to stick it. Usually I stick it next to the movement sensor. Keep them together. Going to hit next. Voila. 2 down. Let's see which one. Let's do the emergency button. Emergency buttons are
Start configuration.
Again, every time you select the sensor, you're telling the hub to, hey, get ready. We're going to ID a sensor. We're going to do it the exact same way. So the first thing that we want to do, we want to take our quarter or nickel, pop this out, take this out, make sure the battery's in. We're going to put the back on. Click it close. Now, one thing to note is the movement, the temperature, humidity, and the emergency button all use the same button. It is a CR2450. I don't know if you can actually see that. We suggest a Panasonic. We found that the Panasonic batteries tend to work the best, which means they last the longest. You can get them on Amazon pretty cheap, maybe $1 a battery, something like that. So again, you're going to close it. Yes, we're ready to move forward. You can see the little video in the app. You're going to take the tool and you're going to push it in. Now, the one issue with this being red, it's very hard to see the blue LED. So you're really going to listen to the hub. Stick it in. Okay, it's about 5 seconds. It's hard to see it because of the red. Gonna hit next. I heard the dingling. And let this update.
End of configuration.
Excellent. This is updated. You're gonna hit next. Again, what we're gonna test it. So let's say we go test, push it. It'll take a second. Let me go back. Yep, success. Great. We'll go back to this view so you can see it. Again, tips. Really, you want this close to where your loved one's going to be. Let's say it's in the living room. You're going to want it maybe on the table next to where your loved one sits. If it's in the bedroom, put it on the side or the credenza where mom lays. You can put it in the bathroom. You can put it in the kitchen. The kit does come with 3. You could pick up more if you want, whatever's important to you. So there we go. We've got that one. Gonna hit next. This is the chair button on the top. As I said, you can select where it goes. And you need that for a point of reference. So you know what it is. And you can always rename the sensors later on as well. So next, what are we going to do? We're going to do the door drawer.
Start configuration.
Alrighty. Let me get one of those sensors out. Now the door drawer sensor is a 2-part sensor. Back to this view. You have a magnet and you have the sensor side. Again, you have the little insulator. It's right there. To open this up, just put your finger on and turn. It's going to make it come off. Now this is a smaller battery. This is the only battery that's different. It is, again, Panasonic is what we suggest. It's a 3-volt and it's a CR1632. Again, you can get them on Amazon. It's actually where I buy our batteries. Now, when you put it back together, I'm going to put negative side down, positive side goes in the cap. Pay attention to these 3 little arms, legs, whatever you want to call them. Try to line them up. And again, all you're going to do is put your thumb in and push. Thumb in and push. We're good to go. So now this guy is ready to be ID'd. We're going to hit yes. Again, follow this. Same thing. You're going to put it in the side here. You're going to look because that's where the LED is as well.
Accessory is connected.
Excellent. Next. Did you hear the dingling? I heard the dingling. Now we're going to listen. This is updating.
End of configuration.
Excellent. Next. Now, let's test it. The way to test it is you're going to take the magnet and you're going to put the magnet on the side of the sensor that has a little indent. That's the sensing side. So we're going to test sensor. Put it back and forth. Voila, success. Hopefully you can see that. It's working. Excellent. Where is this going? Again, select front door, medicine cabinet, back side door, and other door. We're going to say it's the refrigerator, of course. Okay, if you need any tips, again, the tips are here. I do have a couple of videos that I shot for installing the specific sensors. So take a look at our YouTube channel. I'll give you a little more information specifically on whether it's connecting to a refrigerator or whether it's putting on a front door, a slider. Sometimes you want to put it on a storm door and not the front door. So I've got a bunch of great tips there. We're going to hit OK. We're going to hit next. And voila. That is the 4 different sensors that we set up. So all the other sensors are the exact same. So again, you have 5 movement sensors. We can actually see right here. So I'll just swap over to this. As you can see, we have a total of 3 of the emergency buttons. We've got 5 of the movement sensors. Here are the sensors that we already ID'd. Each sensor gets identified what room it goes into. And there you go. And they all get identified the exact same way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the rest of the setup where it's customizable for what's important to you and your loved one. So here we go. Okay, so I'm here. We just set up all of the sensors. Now, after we set up the sensors, we go to the second stage, which is answering a whole bunch of questions. And it's going to take a couple of minutes, but this is really important. This is where you can customize it to what's important to you. What do you want to know? So I'm going to walk you through it. Here we are. I just set up all the sensors. I'm going to hit exit. Okay. Here is where I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. So if there's been no movement after using the stairs for this long, it could be a potential fall. So think of how long does it take mom to get from the top of the stairs to the bottom of the stairs. Now, this is relevant when you buy the add-on kits of whether it's a stair kit or a basement kit, because each grouping requires stair sensors. So if it takes mom 5 minutes, you want to be at like a little bit longer than that. Here, we're going to keep it at 10 minutes. So let's say mom starts at the top and it takes her a couple of minutes to get down. Great. But if all of a sudden she started at the top, did not end up at the bottom, and it's been more than 10 minutes, that's a problem. I want to know. And it's as easy as just selecting that. And I'm going to change it to 5 minutes. We're going to save it. Okay. Next. Do you want to know when your loved one uses the bathroom? So this is every time they enter or exit the bathroom. If that's important to you, you'll get a push notification every time they go in. Even if you select no, you're still going to get the information in the app. You can still select the icon to find out, but you're not going to get that pop-up or push notification that said mom's in the bathroom. So again, it all depends on what's important to you. I'm going to say no. If there's been no movement after this amount of time, so let's say mom goes into the bathroom, whether it's in the morning, she's brushing her teeth, she's going to the bathroom, she's doing whatever she does in the bathroom, putting her makeup on, generally it's going to take a certain amount of time. And what we want to know is if it's longer than this, I want to know. It could potentially be a problem. So I'm going to keep it, I'm going to make it, let's say 45 minutes. I'm going to save it. Next is the shower. Hygiene is obviously very important. Our loved ones should be taking a shower at least once every 3 days, give or take. And this is where the temperature and humidity sensor comes in. So in the room or in the bathroom, you're going to have 2 sensors. You're going to have the movement sensor and you're going to have the temp and humidity sensor. It's looking for the shower. It's looking for a shower or the bath. There's going to be a rise in humidity, and I need to know that as well as temperature. So let's say yes. Now, if they went into the bathroom and then they took a shower, if they've been in there for longer than this, do you want to know? So I know that, let's say mom takes, by the time she goes into the bathroom and then by the time she actually goes to take a shower, you know, it could be 60 minutes. So I'm going to change this to 60. I'm going to save it. So if she's or he is in the bathroom and in the shower for longer than an hour, I'm going to get notified. And that's where we've got our loved ones back. We know that they don't want to be the person that falls in the shower, falls in the bathroom, and nobody knows about them. And this is how, again, we're not requiring and we're not asking your loved one to change their habits. We want them to live as they normally live. We're not asking them to wear anything. All we want to know is if there's a problem, I need to know. So here we're going to save it. Excellent. Do you want to know when your loved one has opened the refrigerator? Again, all of these questions, it's all going to be it's all customizable to you. So what's important to you? If you feel that mom is not eating enough, maybe you want to say yes. Every time she opens up the fridge, I want to know. And I'm going to send you a pop-up. If you select no, it's still going to show up in the app and you can still check to see how many times they've opened it. But you're not going to get the notifications, the push notifications. So again, I'm going to select no. Again, if the refrigerator hasn't been open for this amount of time, so the scenario is if you think or you believe that mom is losing weight and you don't think she's eating enough, and maybe she has a situation where in the morning she's a bagel type of person, or she likes to just nibble on, granola bar. So she's not opening up the fridge, and maybe she's not a tea or coffee person, so she's not getting her milk. You want to set this to a certain time frame. So 24 hours seems to be about good. So if mom has not opened the refrigerator in this amount of time, I want to know. Save. Now, if you purchased an extra temperature humidity sensor and you put it next to the stove, you want to know if A, mom's cooking, or B, if mom has left the stove on. So in here, again, if it's important to you to know she's cooking, I will send you a push notification. If not, the information is still going to be in the app. I'm just not going to send you a push notification. So I'm going to say, on this one, I'm going to say yes. Now, if there's a potential fire, I'm automatically going to send you this information. You can't choose out of it. I'm just telling you that I'm going to alert you if we think there's a potential fire in the kitchen. All right. So your favorite room compared to other rooms. Favorite room. Sometimes we call it the living room. Sometimes we call it the family room. This is the room that your loved one stays in for the longest amount of time. Maybe grandma is sitting in front of the boob tube. Maybe she's reading. Maybe she's looking at her iPad. And this is done for a while. So what's the normal amount of time that she's going to stay in her favorite room without moving? Now, remember, they need to get up. They need to be moving around. So let's try to make this what makes sense. So I'm going to say 3 hours. So I want to know. Maybe I'm going to make this, I'm going to make it 5 hours. Because if she hasn't moved in this amount of time, it could be a potential fall. But I have other things that you're going to see going forward. So I'm going to keep this at 5. All right. Now, any other room, so think of the kitchen, think of the dining room, the other bedroom, any of these other rooms, if she's in there for this amount of time and there hasn't been movement, you want to know. But if she's in the office, so let's say it's a second bedroom and she uses that as an office and she goes in there every couple of days, fine. But if she's working there and she's moving around, the movement sensor is going to be seen there. So she could really be in that room all day. But if she's in the office and then all of a sudden stops moving and it's been for this long, I want to know. So I'm going to make it 60 minutes. Okay. Medicine. Now, maybe your loved one leaves their medicine in a medicine cabinet, i.e. a door, behind a door. Maybe your loved one leaves the medicine in a drawer. Again, the door drawer sensor. I have videos on YouTube that you can see the way that you can attach to a door or a drawer. It's the same kind of information. Basically, you want to know every time mom has opened up where her medicine is, where she keeps it. If this is important to you, again, hit save. And if she hasn't done it within a certain amount of time, I want to know. So here, I'm going to change it to 24. So if she hasn't opened up the medicine cabinet in a day, I need to know. Okay. Do you want to know when the front door is open? Same thing. The information will be in the app, but do you want that push notification to say, mom just opened up the front door? Now, if you think your loved one has a bit of dementia or something like that, maybe these are the important things. So I want to know every time she opens up the front or side door or the refrigerator, because that's really important. So here I'm going to say yes. Now, if the front door has been left open for longer than this, you could set it to 5 minutes, you could set it to 50 minutes, whatever makes sense for you, 120 minutes. So this is where you need to know your loved one. And in one of my other videos, you'll see how to set the sensor up. So there's certain situations where your loved one will have a front door or a side door, yet they still have a storm door in front of that. If they have a habit of keeping the door open because they want that natural sunlight, which is good because we don't want to have depression. We want them to have as much sunlight as possible. I would suggest putting the door sensor on the storm door. So this way she can keep the front door open or side door all day long. I just want to know when she leaves the actual unit itself, whether it's a house or whatnot. So here, I'm going to make this 20 minutes. Because I do know that mom, when she's bringing the groceries in, it takes her forever and she props the door open. That's fine. You can make it 5 minutes. You can make it 200 minutes, whatever makes sense to you. Okay. Same thing with the other door. So you have a front door and then you can have other doors. Other door could be a slider. It could be a regular door. So think of a home or a condo that has 2 entrances and exits. So here, yes, I want to know that. Correct. Now, temperature inside and outside. Let's say whether mom lives around the corner from you or dad lives 3 states away, right? I am in New Jersey right now. Right now, it's like 30 degrees outside. If my loved one lives down in Florida or Texas, I have no idea what it is right now. So what I want to know is inside the house. I know that generally inside the house, they like it at 60, 65. So I'm going to say if the temperature inside the house has gone below, let's make it 50. I want to know. Now you can make it 50, 52, 51, 55, 60, whatever's important to you. Now, again, on the high side. So let's say it's in the summer. Let's say Texas is 95 degrees. If the inside of the house is above 80, I want to know. Now, it could be that the HVAC, the heating and cooling, is not working inside the house. So these are the 2 things that allows me to know what's inside. For the most part, you're not going to get a notification. But if it goes outside of these parameters, you need to know, because the reality is, listen, every time you call mom or dad and say, how are you doing? They're always going to say they're fine. Now, they'll just grin and bear it if it's too hot or too cold, but they don't need to. And this is where we can tell if there's an issue with the thermostat or whatnot. It helps with that conversation. So on this one, I'm going to say yes. If it's above 80, I want to know. Inside the house, we're going to save that. Now, outside. If it's below freezing, I want to know. It's just peace of mind. I know in Vermont it's cold right now. In New Jersey it's cold. I just want to know, keep an eye on it. So I'm going to save that. And outside. Outside, again, it's going to depend on climate. I'm going to make it 90. Save. Yes. Again, on these, I'm just telling you that if there is, if the internet goes out or if the power goes out, I'm automatically going to send you a notification. Just so you know. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. But just so you know. Okay. I'm also going to tell you when it's been restored. Excellent. If somebody pushes the emergency button, which is a red button, I'm automatically going to tell you. Yes. Okay. Same thing with batteries being low. Now, batteries are going to last. They're going to have different lifespans relative to the sensor they're in. So for example, this sensor, which is the emergency button, it's going to last a while. I still recommend replacing these every 9 to 12 months anyway. I mean, it's an emergency button, so when you push it, I want it to work. So I'd rather be, cautious. The other sensors, again, depending on how much they're used. So for example, a motion sensor in the kitchen generally gets used a lot, or the living room. So this you're going to have to replace more often than temperature and humidity sensor. Or the door drawer sensor, let's say the front and side doors don't get open that much, but the refrigerator's opened all the time. So you'll have to replace the refrigerator sensor battery more than, let's say, the side door that hardly ever gets open. And I'm going to send you an alert to say, hey, battery's dying. So just FYI. Even if I don't send you that alert, I want you to be replacing those batteries roughly every 9 to 12 months anyway. Think of it as a fire alarm battery. Okay. And that's it. So that's going to give you all the information on the setup. In this scenario, I only set up 4 sensors. Here you can see outside it's 34, inside it's 74, and the relative humidity is 26.9. So it's a very comfortable environment. You can see that I put the sensor in the master bedroom, so it's looking as moving. Fridge door has been opened 2 times, and this is where I say, even if you select not to get the notification, the information is still going to be in there. So we tested this, and we can show, what's going on. So let's, just a side note, every time you push it down or select it down, it's going to refresh. And it's going to update the information. And there you go. The refrigerator is over here now because the current state is open. And as you can see, I actually have the contacts across from each other. So hopefully this has helped you setting up the Caregiver Smart Solutions core kit. Remember, I have a bunch of other videos on specific ways to install the sensors, whether it's a movement sensor. I've got tips and tricks for the kitchen. I've got tips and tricks for the bedroom, the bathroom, as well as front doors, as well as drawers. So hopefully this is going to make your life just a little bit easier, a little less stressful, and give you a little more peace of mind. So as usual, from our family to yours, Caregiver Smart Solutions.